Are you Jewish?
No, Randall's Jewish.
I go like once a year to temple.
Yeah.
And Passover, I guess.
Yeah, what is that, Yom Kippur?
Yom Kippur is Yom Kippur, Passover is Passover.
Oh.
One's New Year's and one is like Repenting Day. I have a lot to do on Repenting Day. You may know her from Vanderpump Rules, or you may have listened to her phenomenally hysterical and amazing podcast. This originally was going to be an interview with her and her husband, but we are going to wing this because it is just her. So I present to you Lala and not Randall, and here we go. Lala, where are you from?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City.
I feel like I'm the more interesting one out of me and Randall.
That's good. We don't need Randall.
I don't think so either.
Mormon?
No, not at all. A little bit anti.
Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, I like things that make sense. And to me, it didn't make sense. No, thank you.
Oh.
'Cause I'm also sober.
That's okay. Sorry. You know, it's not too late to start again.
I would burn your house down, Josh.
If
I drank.
Why? Are you that crazy?
I get a little buck wild, yeah.
We'll go there in a second. Okay, go back to the Mormons.
And that's big enough to throw you in it.
Yeah, I know. Let's go back to the Mormons and then we'll go back to your alcoholism.
The Mormons. It didn't make sense where it was like you can't have coffee because of the caffeine, but then they like down Diet Cokes. Like that didn't make sense.
Oh, that's interesting.
Then it was like you have to wait to have sex until you're married, but then all of my Mormon friends, most of them were like giving way good blowjobs.
Yeah.
I was like,
but that's not sex.
But it's not sex. Mm-hmm. It didn't ever make sense to me, and it seemed more like cultish than anything. And I like things that resonate, right? Where it's like, okay, if what you're saying to me, I feel something, then I can get down with that. And I just never could. And my mom wasn't Mormon, my dad was not, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Salt Lake City, not like Deer Valley, like Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking of Park City for a second. So you grew up in Salt Lake City. Did you ever go to like Park City and Deer Valley?
Yes, because I grew up at like the mouth of the canyon that goes up to Park City. And my dad was in real estate development, so he developed a lot of Deer Valley and Park City. Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That was the Penske family owns that whole mountain. What does he do now?
Well, he's passed away 3 years ago. So he stopped real estate development a few years before he passed.
Okay. And your mom?
My mom works at the Humane Society of Utah.
What does that mean exactly? For dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
cool.
For
the animals. She's very into like saving the animals. So she coordinates like all the big groups that come in. Like if Amazon wants to schedule a time to come see the facility and maybe donate money, she does all of that.
That's amazing. I wish I could be that kind of person.
Don't we all?
So how did you get to Los Angeles? Well, obviously you flew, but how did you get to Los Angeles?
I wanted to be in movies.
Oh,
so I was like,
did you start as an actress?
I started as an actress when I was 12, and I was like very into the arts. I was in every play and musical I could possibly get into, auditioning in Salt Lake, and the next move was like coming to LA. And the first time I moved here, I was 19. I lasted 4 months and moved back home, got a normal job.
Wait, why'd you only last 4 months?
I was so intimidated. I was right out of high school, and I like moved here and was like, this is very different than what I thought it would be like.
Okay.
You know, like cattle call auditions, and I was just like, this is way too intimidating. So the only thing I would do is like drink red wine in Studio City.
Why would you want to drink wine in Studio City?
Because that's where I lived.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So let me ask you a few questions. So did you not get the part? Why'd you go back to?
I didn't even audition those first 4 months because I was that intimidated by this city.
You didn't think you were good enough, pretty enough, what?
All of it. I was like, I like being a big fish in a smaller pond. So we're going back to Utah. I got like a totally normal job.
What?
I worked for this company that would call like old folks' homes to see how their grandparents or their mother's stay was at this facility, and I would like take surveys.
Why wouldn't they just ask them themselves? Why would they have an outside company? Why wouldn't you just?
Who knows? I was there to just collect my $10 an hour.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me.
Wasn't a pyramid scheme.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me.
It definitely was.
Sounds like some kind of scheme to me. Okay, so that's good. So now you go back to Utah and you're doing this telemarketing weird thing, but I don't really understand, but okay.
Went into community college, did the whole damn thing. 3 years later, I was like, fuck this. Can we cuss on your show?
Yeah, absolutely, please. Are you kidding me?
So I said, fuck this. and I was like, I'm moving back to LA.
Wait, you didn't even finish it? Why would you go
No.
3 years then? Couldn't you have made that decision 2 months?
Apparently not.
That's like when I got kicked out of Brentwood in 11th grade. I was like, couldn't you give me one more fucking year? This is ridiculous.
Right, that would make more sense. But for me, I was taking like one class a semester.
That you were
and
not going to be done until you're like 60 at that point, right?
I knew I never wanted to go to college. Like that's
Right.
just like not my.
I didn't go to
setting.
college, so
no,
no.
not my thing. So then I moved back to LA at 23.
Wait, why would you move back to LA though?
Because I was like, I maybe was too young at the beginning when I first moved out. I think now I have some experience under my belt. I feel more confident in my skin. Like, we're gonna do this with one suitcase
I was going to say, did you like
and move to Alhambra. Because-
Alhambra?
Yeah, because I found a sublet for $200 a month.
Were you going to visit Phil Spector?
Who's that?
We're going to cut this part. Go on. Phil Spector? Okay. Phil Spector had a big house in Alhambra. Okay, first of all, let's go backwards. Phil Spector wrote probably all the most famous songs of all time, like all of the Beatles songs, whatever. One day he's sitting in the hallway of his house and decides to take a gun and blow the brains out of his, I guess was girlfriend at the time, wife maybe?
Oh my
Lana,
God.
what was her name? Trying to remember. Anyway, he's been in jail for quite a while. Really? Not resonating? We'll go on.
The Beatles. I know them.
We know the Beatles. Okay, so you come back and move to Alhambra with Phil Spector, and then what happens?
And then
You couldn't
I'm
show somewhere a little bit
auditioning.
closer, like West Hollywood or some shit?
it was the thing that I found the quickest, and it was the cheapest. And I just had to figure out like how to get there, how to get it popping, and like just get the ball rolling. I have the best time ever. I'm auditioning, getting drunk at Sir, and then all of a sudden, like less than a year into being here, I got on the show Vanderpump Rules.
Wait, now how many years ago was this?
Well, I'm 31. I moved out at 23, and I started the show in, I think, 2013 or 2014.
Oh, it's that? I thought it was longer than that. Wow.
We just filmed season 9.
But is a season for you literally a year, or are you done filming in 3 months? Like ours is a year because we have to wait through escrows and blah, 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 blah.
No, we film 3.5 months
Oh,
and call it a day.
you got it easy.
Yeah, I had no idea you filmed that long. That is so long.
Okay, so you come back out and you're just happening to be at Sir one night,
Yeah, well, I've been going to Sir since I was 18.
but
When it was tiny. I don't know if you ever remember. It was like this tiny little
yeah,
restaurant.
I remember next to the
Lisa-
Mexican restaurant on Robertson.
Yeah, next to Tortilla Republic.
Yeah.
And it
Oh.
was...
That went by.
I used to get so wasted there
Yeah.
before filming. So I've been going there for a long time.
I used to get slammed across the street at the AA, the log cabin place. Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, dark. Go on with your story.
You're so funny.
I try. My
I don't
best.
think you do. It just happens.
I know, but it gets me in trouble because I'm impulsive and I say things too quickly without thinking ahead of time. So it really can get me in trouble sometimes. Because then people will be like, that was really insensitive. I'm like, you know what? You're so right.
I don't get offended very easily though, so
I could offend you. Trust me.
please don't.
I'm not going to.
I don't want to have to soberly throw you in the fire.
No, don't do that.
Because
And I don't want to offend you. It might happen accidentally,
I'm a
but
real hothead still. I thought it was the drinking.
it's how you just have a temper.
Yes.
When you fight with your husband, you go psycho.
100%. I had a great therapy session today though, so
Do you beat him?
No, I don't get physical.
You don't get
But I
physical?
might as well. I mean, my words are like pretty
Or
intense.
just yeah.
My dad is next to you. Shut the up. Don't ever, do not ever bring on my dad. What is going on?
Yeah, like sometimes after an episode, I'll have people reach out, like the little trolls, and they're like, "You need to come to the South. I'm gonna beat your ass." I'm like, "No, I don't get physical, but like we could have a word war like that. I could definitely handle."
Okay, so you're in Sir one day, and what does somebody from Bravo approach you and be like, "Hey, do you want to film a show or what?"
No, I'm in Sir one day, like communicating with all of the people that are in there, also getting slammed. And Lisa Vanderpump happens to be having dinner, and she approaches and she's like, "Are you new? You know Danny?" I'm like, "I grew up with Danny." She's like a childhood friend, worked there for years. She was like, "Who
Just
else
coincidentally?
do you know?" No, she's been working. I had two best friends from Utah that were working there for years before the show even happened.
Coincidentally.
Yes,
Right.
like randomly.
Did you know that when you went in the restaurant, or you knew they worked there and that's why you went in?
I went in because they gave me free drinks.
But so you knew they worked there.
Yeah, I knew they worked there.
Right.
I got slammed there because I'm like a struggling just person in
Right.
general. and free alcohol,
Yeah.
I'm going in nightly.
Right.
She happens to be there on this night. She's like, we're actually looking for a hostess. Do you have a job? And I was like, sure. I mean, I guess. And then with that was like, will you be a hostess and be on this show?
So it wasn't, will you be a hostess? And then it was the show. It was like, will you be a hostess? And I want you to be on a television show?
Yeah, like I started and it was like, hey, are you interested in filming today? And I said, sure. Like, what do I have to lose? And then.
But she said to you, I want you to be on the show and be a hostess? Or like over a week or so, she's like, hey, do you mind filming too?
It was her asking me to be a hostess and then getting a phone call saying, can we film you tomorrow?
On the first day?
Yeah.
So they were probably hoping that you'd be like a total ditz and like.
I think
Right?
they were hoping I'd be an asshole, and I was. I think that she was like observing that it would be an organic fit.
She probably was watching you for a little bit of time. It's not like she
Yeah.
just happened to meet you one night and was like, hey, you'll be my host on Monday.
Right, because
Or you must have like said hi to her a couple times or something.
no, I didn't say, I mean, I don't like bothering people. Of course, I know who Lisa Vanderpump is. I was very familiar with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I remember when Vanderpump Rules came out, I was still living in Utah. I said to my mom, who the fuck is gonna watch that? Like, it couldn't be less interesting to watch a bunch of servers.
Right.
So I like don't
I thought the
see
same
this
thing, too.
happening. And I
But you must have been a Bravo fan because you see the commercials or something.
Yeah, of course. I was a Bravo fan. I loved Real Housewives.
Interesting. Okay. So you start filming.
Am I interesting?
Like at a rate of 1 to 10?
I don't want to. I just want a yes or no.
I can't do that. It's just too simple. Okay, so let's keep going.
It's too simple?
Yeah.
That's a yes.
Okay, so let me ask you something. So how long did it take before the show came out? Like, were they already filming and you came halfway in, or they were like, we're gonna start production on Monday, day one, and you just,
Day one.
you just happened to be there at the right time, right place.
How weird is that? Because I never wanted to do reality TV, especially thinking that I would be on the show that I clowned on a lot.
Well, take what you get. But wait, hold on. When you got here, though, what was your plan when you came back to LA? Like, were you going to become a fucking police officer?
No, I
or
was
you
going to be an
do?
actress. I was going to go
Back
and
for
I was
auditions
going to audition for things.
But how were you going to support yourself?
Well, I was doing fit modeling. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
It sounds when I say it like I had a banging body and I was doing fitness modeling. That's not what it is. That means you have a very basic body and clothes fit you in a very normal way, and you change probably 75 to 100 times a day. They take pictures. They told me to get fully glammed every day just so they could cut my head off. And they basically send those photos to e-commerce sites. And that's what it is. Like, if you're looking at a website and you see like a pair of jeans with just hands in it, that's what I was doing.
Oh, so was that flattering when they said to you, we'd like you to work for us because you have an average body? Or was that like, wow, this is amazing, I got a job?
It was, wow, this is amazing. I got a job because they started me at $40 an hour and I hustled them into $150 an hour.
Oh, and how many? You're doing 12 hours a day?
7.
Well, that's still $1,000 a day. That's
I was
great.
killing it. I was living my best life.
Actually, $950, but that's okay.
Who's counting?
Who's counting? Okay, so now we're on a television show all of a sudden. This is like crazy for you, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
How long? Okay, so what now? We're 2021 now. Okay, how long have you been with Randall?
It'll be 6 years in February.
So 2015 you met him. Okay, so 2 years, right? Dating a lot.
Not dating, but banging
Were you a
everything.
slut? I was gonna say, were you a slut?
Oh.
You were sucking a lot of
hate
dick,
that
huh?
word.
Yeah.
No, I never was into I felt like the sucking dick was a little too intimate and I didn't like.
No, kissing is intimate. Sucking dick is just like whatever.
Oh, I learned something new today.
Right? Kissing is very intimate. Sucking dick is just like, wow, this feels great. I'm a whore and I love this. I used to suck a lot of dick in the back of my Bentley. I mean, I'm just telling you, like I was a dick sucker.
You are so fabulous. I cannot.
Okay, and we're back. I'm with a pony. Where did we leave off? Anyway, we were talking. Okay, so let's go into Randall. So Randall and
I think
you.
that's where we left off. Randall.
Randall.
How
so,
we met.
Where? Tell me everything.
At Sir. We met at Sir. He
Okay.
was a fan of the show.
Did he come in to see you, or was he there
he
with his
came
buddies?
In, he came in for a company Christmas party, and I was at the hostess stand.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
A company Christmas party.
Because he loved Vanderpump Rules so much, so he would host every year a party at SUR.
Sounds like a gangbang to me. Company Christmas party. Is that what you call it?
And then I'm at the hostess stand, and he sends his assistant, who's like a larger version of
Low.
Randall. And
Sends the assistant low.
Yeah. And he says, "Are you an actress?" I was like, "I am." He goes,
Oh, it worked?
Yeah. No.
The trick worked? I would be offended if I was like, get your fucking ass here and ask me yourself. I'm just sending your assistant.
Well, I didn't know he was hitting on me at the time. Then I tell him, if you would like to book me, go on my Instagram, because that's where my contact info is for my manager. Your dog's gonna eat my diamond ring.
He ate a lamp the other day.
He's gonna eat my 6 carats and shit them out.
Is it overinsured?
Yeah.
Then you should be very lucky.
The assistant said he worked for Randall Emmett, and I was like, that
You're
means
like, who's
nothing
Randall
to me.
Emmett? Yeah.
Literally means nothing to me.
Right.
The manager calls me, says, "Did you meet a Randall Emmett last night?" I was like, "Oh wait, that guy." Said he wants you to audition for this part. So I go in and I audition, not for Randall.
This
but
is
for,
very
like,
Howard Hughes.
Who's that?
We're going to cut this part. Go on. So he calls you, the manager, and says, did you meet a Randall Emmett last night?
Yes, he says you have an audition. So I go into this audition for this movie called The Row with the director of the film, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever, get the part. And then we start talking about scheduling. And Randall says to my manager, "Can we have a meeting at Mr. Chow?"
He just wanted to fuck.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't? Your titties look great, by the way.
Thank you. They got bigger since the milk came in. Literally since I've been
It doesn't
sitting
go
here.
away after you have a child?
If you're still feeding, it stays.
So if you wanted to not spend the money on a boob job, all you have to do is just keep getting knocked up and pregnant.
Josh, my boobs were so big when I was pregnant, it was overwhelming.
Wow.
And like, I'm just a B cup. And when I got pregnant, I was like, this is so awesome.
Wait, can you, okay, let's hypothetically, not that I would do this, if I wanted to breastfeed you, could I do that? Like I wanted to suck on your tits and would milk come out?
Oh, you want me to breastfeed you?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, like, doesn't that stop after a while or just keeps happening?
Yes, because it's like supply and demand.
Well, how long have you had your child?
6 months. So if I stop feeding her, like right now.
Oh, you're still feeding her?
I'm still feeding her.
Oh, okay. Now, let's just say you stopped feeding her yesterday. How much more time would I have to suck on your tits?
Probably, I think it would start to dry up, not immediately. Like if I stopped feeding yesterday and it's dinner time, like right now, like
Yeah.
I could feed you probably.
But like, when would that have to stop?
It would start, there wouldn't be as much every single day. It would like start drying up.
Because I've been sucking on my mom's tits for like years and it's not working. I was just wondering why. You go to Mr. Chow's and you
Yep.
fuck.
No, that was in December. We didn't ever see each other, only text, and no inappropriate text, until February. February was when it went down.
You fucked.
Yes. We were in New
Oh, you
York.
were in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, what were you doing in New York?
I was doing Watch What Happens Live.
Wow, and what was he doing in New York?
Who knows? He was just there. That's exactly
Now tell
what
me,
happened.
okay, how did Ocean get her name?
Ocean got her name because we were walking in the Bahamas down like the little dock area, and there was a yacht called the Ocean Alexander. And I looked at Randall and was like, holy shit, why have we never thought of the name Ocean? Because,
Or Alexander?
well, you have to know I'm obsessed with the ocean.
Oh, good.
Like I don't fuck with it
Did
because
you paint
it
her room
seems
blue?
Scary. No.
Ocean? No? Like
No,
blue?
like I'm not into theme shit like that.
Right.
Except I did get a wave tattoo for her.
Nice. It's like small. Should I get a tattoo?
Yeah, everyone should have a tattoo.
You can't be buried with your grandma.
That's a myth. Completely a myth. That
Who
is not
says that
true.
he can't?
There's an old myth that if you're Jewish and you have a tattoo, you can't be buried, and if you do, they have to amputate your arm and cut the tattoo off. That is complete bullshit. It's never true. And by the way, the myth that like you have to fuck through a sheet if you're Orthodox is not true either.
Really?
That is not true.
I've just been shooketh to my core in my Nikes.
Yes. It's all a lie. We covered your husband, and what are you working on?
Well, I have Give Them Lala Beauty. Have you heard of it?
No, I've been on Give Them Lala.
Yeah.
And Randall.
So,
but I have not been on.
yes,
Yeah.
Give Them Lala with Randall is the podcast that you were on.
Right.
We started that, I think, a year and a half ago. Sorry, the pandemic made me lose track of time.
Good, slow, medium. Could use some more ratings, or we're good.
We can always use more ratings.
But for what it is now,
we do great.
Okay, go on.
And then I have my beauty line. I have the skincare that's just been added. And since Ocean came into my world, I have Give Them Lala Baby.
I think you should have another child and name him Desert.
I have a name for my second child, and it is along those lines.
Like
I want a
rainforest?
No, but I did like the name
Volcano.
Sunshine.
Volcano.
No, but it also depends if it's a boy or a girl. But I have a solid name that I'm literally
I'm not down
telling.
with sunshine.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm down with darkness.
Oh,
You
Randall
should
wanted
name
to
the
name
child.
it Cloud.
No, darkness. That's a hot name. Darkness. Darkness. That's what you need to name him. Darkness. It's better than Cloud. Guys, it's been real. We had a great time. I really thought this interview was going to be 10 minutes, but it's been like an hour and 10 minutes. So,
Thanks for having me. I had the best time.
should we get fucked up?
You can get fucked up.
Oh, I forgot. She's sober. Folks, it's been real. Have a nice day.